Bismillah. So I was reading a book and it was talking about what happens when we have conflict or disagreement between one another. And it said that the problem is that when we have this kind of disagreement, what we try to do is like prove our point. When what we are supposed to do is to understand one another. And by understand, the author is trying to say that he's trying to say that it's our emotions that is causing us to take our actions, right? So we actually need to go deeper into the emotions and find out how it is causing the actions that we are taking or is causing us to disagree with one another. So when I was thinking about that, I was now like, if emotions is what is causing our actions, then what is the emotion that causes one to have love and hate for the sake of Allah? Right? And it got me on a train thought, which is what I would like to share. That when somebody has love and hate for the sake of Allah, then that person has Iman. And Iman will cause him to do the actions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded, as well as stay away from the ones that He has prohibited. Right? And so, if this is the Iman that will cause one to succeed, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions of the characteristics, Iman and righteous action, then how does somebody reach that Iman? So I said that Allah created us to perform a specific action, and that action is to worship Him. Now, Allah has, okay, I don't want to speak without knowledge, but Allah has given us love, and love motivates us to take an action, whatever that action is, right? Irrespective of whether it's good or bad. But what motivates us to take it is love, as I've explained in other places. So if Allah created us to for His ibadah, and loving Him will make us to carry out this ibadah, then Allah and ibadah is acts of worship. Then we can say that Allah created us to love Him and to love Him alone, because this is what will allow us to have this ibadah. So the original question was that what is the underlying emotion that makes us to have love and hate for the sake of Allah, right? And I said it is this love. So thinking about it, I was not like, okay, why do we love? And two things came to my mind. That is, we love for the pleasure, like a good food or a sweet tasting food, things that related to sugar and the body, right? Then we love for the good, that is like the good outcome, even if it might be painful. So somebody would like to work hard so that he can earn a lot of money, or somebody will take a medicine so that he can achieve health, that is the good outcome. Then I thought of a third one, which is to make something present. And if we think about like people and our parents, what is it that most people like to do, right? They want to like make money so that they can spend it on their parents because of what they want to see from their parents, like giving them money, let them be comfortable. Also, people like to make something present about their people, right? Perhaps because of a sense of belonging. When we make money, we want to help our people. That's what people say, or help our country, right? People have this feeling for the family. A man, especially for his wife. I've heard brothers saying that they don't want to marry and see their wife like struggling or looking for food to eat. And some people they marry, they want to see their wife like, should I say, beautiful, comfortable, and not in discomfort, right? And I guess another one is about ourselves. We respect ourselves, and we want to see ourselves honor. We don't like things that would tarnish our image. So this is this third one, this third love, to make something present. So then I now said, okay, if this is it regarding these people, which is common, then what is it then with our Lord Allah, right? And I actually I was actually like, what's the word? I couldn't think of the word to put here, right? I didn't know what to say. Like consciously I could have answered that, but I wanted it to come from my heart, which I believe is the truth, right? So I was like, what is it with our Lord that we want to make present? And I couldn't get this answer at first. So I was stumped. And if, but as I thought about it, I said, we want to see our parents happy. We want to see our people like happy. Ourselves, we want to see our family happy and ourselves happy. Right? So what is it with our Lord? Right? In this case, money has a lot to do with it. But we are not going to give our Lord money. Right? And so I said that it is actually deification. And what is deification? That is a deity is a being that is worthy of being worshipped, right? And so we affirm this deification, that Allah is the only one that is worthy of worship. And this is how we can make what needs to be made present with Allah. We can't really talk about feeling or the good outcome here. At least I could not relate it. Even though I would say that the good feeling is the sweetness of Iman, and the good outcome will be Jannah. But this third one, right, to make something present, I believe this is where the should I say bone of contention is, right? That we want to make Allah the sole being of being worshipped, right? And then I was like, okay, so if this is it, right? Why was it so hard for me to come up with it? Why couldn't I think of it? Why didn't I say it immediately? But I had to ponder. And I came up with three things, right? The reason why it's so hard for us to think of Allah and think of Him in a way that we want to worship Him alone without doing any, without associating partners with Him, is that the love and desire is just not there, right? You see, some people, they might be Christians and they want to help their people or their parents or their family, even though they are Muslims, because of what they want to be being present. They say, "Oh, these are my parents. I should like spend on them for what they have done for me. This is my family. I want to help them, even if they are Muslims." But you don't hear people saying that this is my Lord and I should not associate partners with Him. Instead, they throw themselves into things that cancel out this or negate this fact that Allah alone is what to worship. So you might hear of a celebration and is rooted in actually has devilish origins, and people still carry them out, right? And actions that have things to do with shirk and associating partners with Allah, and they don't remember Allah, but they just do it and they think of other things, right? So the love and desire to make Allah the sole being of being worshipped is just not there. Another one is the pain of difference. We like we have, I'm not even sure okay, I know how to put this, but I guess it's framing it that is the problem, right? There are some things that Allah has commanded us to stay away from, and that that requires us being different from the people. People are afraid to say that, oh, they don't talk to women, or they don't watch television, or they raise their trouser below their ankle, above their ankle half one, and all those kind of things, and it creates a sense of difference from the people that we are trying to feel that we belong to. And so that pain, it stops us from like doing the action that is we are supposed to do, and other things like that. And the third one I would like to call is the rival, right? So if we, Allah wants, Allah desires that He alone is worshipped, and that is the purpose of creating us, then the rival is the one that is contending with Allah for that action. And people, okay, I don't want to go too deep in this, but people create rivals with Allah, and as Allah describes those rivals, they love these rivals as they are supposed to love Allah. So when something belongs to Allah alone, they give it to other than Him, or they attribute it to other than Him. Those are the rivals. And not to go too deep into that, but I believe that this is why it's hard. And these three things, right, if we are not careful about them, then they can destroy a person. Because if somebody does not have the desire to single Allah out in worship, which is the reality of Godhood, and he feels pain when he's trying to carry out acts of worship, right? Thinking, what do the people think of me? What is their opinion and everything? Or he has a rival who is giving that deification to other than Allah, right? It's it will like destroy a person. And so I guess that is what I was thinking about, and I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to share it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك.